This part work has been supplied to me free of charge from DeAgostini. If you'd like to build along, pop along to DeAgostini.com where you can order one for your very own. They also have several other part work build-up models that you can build for everything from cars to boats and everything in between. So I'd like to thank them very much for giving me the opportunity to build this so you can all watch and see exactly how it all goes together. Hello, I'm Chris, this is Gross Models. Welcome to stage 5 of building your own Ford GT, the race car. I would say that started it all. It didn't start it all, it just won a lot. So yes, this is the 1/8 scale Ford GT from DeAgostini. But before we do the build, we're going to have a look at the passion for speed, the history. Ford dominates F1 with the Cosworth engine. They really Lotus 49 apparently. So yeah, obviously a different car, but I think the same engine. That's why they're featuring it, or at least a variation of that engine. Put it in real cars as well as race cars as well. So the engine, we're building the engine. We're starting building the engine anyway with the carburettors. Now some of this is metal, some of it is plastic, and obviously some sort of rubbery thing for the hose. Interesting way of doing it with one long hose that clips in, but we'll get there. We'll do the building very shortly, and then we'll have an engine, basically a carburetor group. Anyway, at least that's the part of the engine that we're going to be building. So yeah, the fuel hose goes through and connects into all of them. Interesting, different type of engine to any that I've built previously. Obviously, it's a race car; it's going to be different. But that's going to be quite nice. I'm going to look forward to doing that in just a moment. So here we have today's parts. One pack of screws, just the FP01 screws, quite a few of them. And say some metal parts. That's plastic, that's metal. That might be the only metal part actually. It just felt quite heavy. Yeah, all of this is plastic, but don't need it to be all metal. So we are going to be fitting some bits to some bits. We've got the one throttle arm pivot here is going into here, and the other one's going on the other side. So that's just popping in there. Doesn't stay in there very well because obviously that's going to attach elsewhere as well. So they just pop on there like so. Can't even push it down any further to make it fit better. So hopefully when that goes on to the rest of it, it will fit better.
I don't know that.
I don't know why she's talking to me. So yes, we've got to get this the right way around with a hole at the back there. And this is just fitting onto those two holes down there, really. Let me use a pair of tweezers to do that. That's going to push through into there. That fits in there really tight. I'll take these off again because they fit into there nicely. These not so nicely. It's got to be that way round. It is just going onto there like that. I don't think there's going to be anything else holding this in place, so I might have to add a little bit of glue in there. Unless I can just push it a bit further. Let me try. It's really not going. It's not holding in there. I've got it the right way round. And that's being up on top of there. Actually, is that? There are different ends to these, and I've got it in the wrong way round. So let's pop that back out. Didn't notice that this has a different end. There's a longer end on this side. So that's got to go in that side. That goes in the other end. That's all that home in there. Now let's see if this is going to work. I've still got to get it the right way around. That actually holds in there better for some reason that way around. It's interesting. And the other end, maybe this way on. in there. Got that lifted across top of that bit. That actually again holds in there better. For some reason, having it that way around made all the difference. Do it right, it works. If you do it wrong. So then we're going to be fitting these. These are the carburetor and base have corresponding numbers fitted onto them. Notches and things. There we go. Got a 2 on it. Got a 2 on it. Got a 1 on it. Guessing that's going to have a 1 on it. Yeah, and these have got 1s obviously upside down over there and 2s down here. So that is going to fit on there. Like that 1, 1, and 2 and 2. Yeah. That 1, 1. Yeah, it's saying to do another thing after that, but I'll get all of these in first, like that, and then all of these. Right, these are different. Place one of the diaphragms into the carburetor. Hold the parts in place and secure it from the other side using an FP screw. All right, so that's going to go into there, like that. There's a little notch, a little blob, and a little notch. So that's got to go in there, and that's going to be held in place with a screw. That's why we're only putting them in one at a time, because otherwise it'll be everywhere. Let's get all of these out, because I've got a slot put aside for these FP01 screws already. So that's going in there. Then screw will go in the other side. Hold that in place. Like that. I'm going to do this one down here, because otherwise it makes it easy to have one in each of these 4 blocks, and then they won't be falling out when I turn things over. Cunning plan. Turn it around to make it easier to do this. That one on that side. In there. One more, and then I can do the other 4 in just a moment. That in there, so now everything is nice and secure. So let's get the rest of these in. Just take a moment. While I'm doing that, I can read ahead and figure out exactly what's going to be going on. Yeah, basically we're going to be playing with that hose, routing that around in between places and things. This is, yeah, going to be obviously covered when the engine bay is shut, but some of it's going to be visible, but most of it is going to be covered by this black cover anyway. But as with all of these things, we know it's there. It's nice to have the detail and the option to show it off if you can, if you want to. If you want to open it up, you always can. So that's that. Then we're going to be putting this hose in place. So it goes through that loop here. Is it the same? It's the same either. No, the one's in a slightly different position to the other. So we've got to make sure we get that the right way round. Going through there, that looks to be the same that way. Then these are different. So the shorter one does look like it needs to be at the top, because the other one needs to loop around underneath. So it's got to be that way round. So that's going through there. All the way through there. Right the way through to the middle. Okay. So then we've got these little plugs. Needs to go onto there. Like that. Right way round. There, and just push on in place. On there, that one at the top. Go. there. In rubber, it's got a bit of stretch, a bit of give to it, so you can get it exactly where it needs to be. There. Okay. So far, so good. Then what happens? That shows that as they're both coming out of there, so they both need to come through out of this hole at the back. Get it caught up. Like that, and that makes them the same sort of length. It's definitely the right way around. That goes through there. Right, we need to fit 2 more screws. I've only got 1 spare. And they will hold at this bottom plate in place. Only go the one way around because the other way won't line up properly. Goes through there. 2 screws hold that in place. There and there. One and that one. Button that down. There we go. That is that. And then this cover, no matter which way round that is, because that goes either way, that clips in place up there, sort of in the corner. Must be in the middle. It's got to be in the middle over there. It just looks like it's in the corner because it's on that side. So yeah, that just clips in place on there like so. So you can see all the way around it. It does all look quite nice in there, actually. I'm liking that quite a lot. And that is the engine complete. 1 spare screw. Done. Well, say the engine. It's not the engine. It's just the carburetor group with the fuel hose. So there we go. That's that. That is stage the 5th. I shall see you soon for stage 6. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. Bye-bye for now.